I've been doing photography for 32 years. I started in high school, so I fell in love with it when I was around 16, and I never stopped. I just like the way that the camera can capture images and you can transform something with the camera. It doesn't necessarily look the way that it looks in real life. It looks different from your own point of view. Boy, right now I'm really in love with digital photography because I used to use film for so many years that digital has really opened up the world for me. So this is my first really nice digital camera, and it's a Canon D90, and it takes great pictures. When I do portraits inside, I usually use just a small on-camera flash. And then outdoors, I try to use natural light, but if it's very bright outside, sometimes a flash will fill in the shadows. So I'll use a flash sometimes outside too. The lens that works the best for me, because I'm in all different situations, is a zoom lens. And the one that I have right here goes from 18 millimeters, which is very wide, all the way to 200 millimeters, which is really narrow. So it's 18 to 22 zoom, bringing a smile to somebody's face when they see something that I've done. I guess it's my way of communicating with the world.
How did the Mother and Son project start?
It started a year and a half ago. I had always been taking pictures of my son, who's 12, and he has autism, and he loves to take photographs also. So we were always taking pictures together, and so I started photographing him a lot, and then I started really thinking about how children who have autism are portrayed. Once I started photographing people, then they would say, oh, I have a friend who would love to have their picture done too. Once they saw what I was doing, then it kind of got word of mouth. And so from there, it's sort of, people will, now that they've seen the work, they'll come up to me and say, oh, I know somebody who would really love to have their picture taken. Because I think a lot of times the mother is the one behind the camera. So the mom, to have a picture of the mother and son together, I'd like to show the bond between moms and sons, because I know the bond that I have with my son is very strong and powerful. So I try to get that through in the pictures.
How many pictures do you normally take of people?
Oh boy, it depends. Some people, you know, I might end up only taking 30 or 40 pictures. Other people, it might be 130. It just depends on the situation. If it's a small child that runs around, I tend to take a lot more pictures than if it's an adult that will hold still for me. You know, it just depends. Every situation that I go into is different. They're all different.
Where have you shown this exhibit?
I have shown it at the gallery where I work at Salem State College. I had the pictures up for a couple of weeks there, and then I hung it up at the North Shore Arc in Danvers, and it was up there for quite a while during Autism Awareness Month last year. And then just recently I had it at State Street Bank in Boston for Disability Awareness Month also. I get a lot of people telling me that they haven't seen these kids portrayed in such a positive way, and that some people who don't know a lot about autism, they don't realize that most kids with autism are very affectionate. And so I have a lot of pictures of moms and sons hugging and kissing, and there are some children that don't like to be held, but a lot of kids are really affectionate towards their moms. Personally, I have a whole house full, more than I could ever hang up. And a lot of them right now, with the advent of digital, they're being stored on my computer or on a hard drive. But I have a website and I have a blog, so I like to keep it updated so people can see what I'm doing. And it's a good way to show the world, because most people will look on their computer first, I'm finding.
When was the last time? Probably was taking my yearbook picture at Learning Prep School. And that was probably about like 20 something, like around 25, a little over 25 years ago. Art is very interesting, and it's often very thought-provoking, like being the minstrel in the gallery. Just trying to get the message out of, people with disabilities and changing people's perceptions of us. I think it's really a good thing.
Hi, I'm Andrea, Jimmie's mother.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
How your son doing?
He's doing wonderful, as you can see.
This kind of first time having your picture taken at Festival.
No, but the last time I had it taken, my grandson was 6 months old and he's now 18. Wow. Very nervous, very nervous. As Jimmie knows, I don't like to be in front of the camera.
Proud of your son?
Oh, I'm very proud of my son. Very proud of my son.
What Jimmie, the things you and Jimmie do together?
We go to a lot of movies, and we spend a lot of time with the pets in the house. We have a dog, and then my daughter has a beagle and 2 cats. Wow. And the beagle is a pain in the neck.
It's kind of like having the picture taken.
Well, Kathy, it's not my favorite thing in the world.
I can tell you when I was shooting B-roll for this year's Founders Day in Saugus for Saugus Community Television, when I was walking by filming, she said, "Get that camera away from me."
But I'm doing it for my son. Mothers are like that. Yeah, they are.